everyone. You have now entered the cosmic radio receptors of KCIW 100.7 FM, located just a few miles north of the California border in lovely, sunny coastal Brookings, Oregon. Thank you for tuning into this week's interesting program. I'm Dr. Gigi, and my co-host is, as always, Jacques Kepner. How are you today, Jacques?
I'm doing fine, Doctor. Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the Doc and Jacques Radio Variety Show. Special thanks to today's sound engineer and all-around good guy, Tony Stoddard, is out there, and Michael Gorse, he just turned on the air conditioner for us, and Linda Bozak out there, and all the rest of the people that helped put this program together. We really, really appreciate you. You're listening to this live syndicated show right now on KCIW and Brookings. That said, this same show will be broadcast next week at KZZH at 8 a.m. in the morning, 96.7 FM, and Eureka, Humboldt. And then a few hours later on KFUG, my old alma mater, in Crescent City, California. So now you know the doctor and I have your coasts covered. I would normally go on and on and on.
But not today.
But not today, because I want to say something right here. And I think it's about time we'd start doing this. In addition to today's regularly produced audio radio broadcast, well, I don't need to go into it right now, but we got to do. I got to say this. We are a complete 100% nonprofit 501c3 community radio station that is absolutely 100% volunteer. Are you a volunteer, Dr. G?
Yeah.
We have been so for now about 130 shows or more, and then add the other old ones we used to do, so it's about 500 shows. If you're interested in having a show like ours and so many other excellent broadcasters, please reach out to kciw.org and start the ball rolling towards your own voice and show, because we're always looking for great volunteers. And this radio station exists only on the charitable contributions of listeners like you. Could you please consider donating any amount of money that you deem worthy of such a unique community voice as KCIW? I assure you that 100% of it will go to the upkeep and high benchmark that this radio station reaches each and every hour of each and every day. So please consider my plea, as we need financial and volunteer help on all fronts. Find out more by going to kciw.org, and there you go. Thank you all so very much. Okay, Doc, it's that time when good medicine and health tips are colorfully presented by my German-American, multi-patent holding medical doctor, scientist, and university professor, and most recently, a syndicated columnist in several newspapers along the coast. And you're an artist, too, on top of everything else. So, wow, all these great things about Dr. Gigi here. But let's talk about what medical marvels do you have for us today on this week's health segment of Dr. MGD.
Call it
How about
MD10.
MDGG?
MD10, 10 minutes of your time. Today, let's talk about the node, the nose.
The nose?
The node. Our nose isn't just for aesthetics. That's already funny, right? It's a high-tech air filter lined with olfactory epithelium holding about 6 million receptors.
Wow, that's a lot.
It detects trillions of scents via a combination of coding and only 400 different receptor types.
What do you mean only? That's a lot. 400 receptor types?
Well, I think that's nothing. Oh. We have 6 million receptors, 400 types, and trillions of scents that we can distinguish because of the different odorants. Once bound to one of these, or 2 or 3 in a row of these receptors, they fire unique patterns to our brain, and we make up a scent. Now, I have something funny to say.
What do you got?
Before, when they had the diet Snapple on the lid, the bottles on the lid, you found funny stuff to...
A little on the bottom side.
On the bottom of the sides.
I wrote all those jokes. I wrote all first half.
Okay, good. That wasn't a joke. So what it said was, did you know that each thing that we smell actually has a weight? It's a real thing. It's about 700 or 670 nanometers long. So think about all the stuff you smell and you think that actually makes it to your nose.
Okay. Wow. You know what one of my favorite jokes is, Doc?
What?
Some people pick their nose, but I was born with mine.
It was pretty good. What?
Okay, tell us about dogs.
So, don't give away my thunder.
Darn it. I blew it again.
Yep. Okay, so dogs are known to have great sniffers. Dogs outclass us with, remember how we have 6 million receptors. They have 125 to 300 million receptors.
Whoa.
Then they have a massive epithelium, meaning the place where they all live. And then they have little airflow tricks with go schloopty and swirly and whatnot to have for them in the nose to analyze what they're smelling. They can smell odors at a concentration 1,000 to 100 million times lower than what we can detect, depending on the different breed.
Right, on the different breed. Well,
Yeah.
unfortunately, I know, having a dog, how many millions of times of weird things that they do smell. But we won't go into that. If my nose keeps running, doctor, I'm going to have to go buy a pair of sneakers for it. All right, what about canine?
I don't think our kids are laughing.
Okay, all right. Okay.
The canine sensors are located in areas about in the canine, meaning a dog. It's about the size of a handkerchief, whereby our little sensory place is only as big as the stamp size. So that's another big difference. Also, this is interesting. Dogs have a special extra organ called Jacobson's organ that sniffs pheromones.
Well, that's a sixth sense.
Pheromones is about what we call this exactly.
The sixth
Right,
sense.
you can read. That is like pheromones are the hormones that make us think other people. What? It's in their mouth. Yeah, it's like under their lip, right? Yes, exactly.
Feel free to speak. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the roof of their mouth.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And exactly. And so they kind of sense if there's a male or female dog, or if women are pregnant, or if they're ready
Aren't
to,
they carrying drugs?
or if they're carrying drugs, although pheromones maybe
You
not.
know, they busted the devil recently.
On.
And they busted him for possession.
Yeah.
Okay, that was a bad one, too.
Yeah, we've heard that 50 times.
Sorry.
A dog's olfactory bulb and the cortex in the brain occupy about 33 to 40%, so a third of the brain volume. But we only need 5% for our nose activity because it's not as important to us.
Hey, what do you call a magic dog, Doc?
What?
A labracadabrador.
Okay, good.
What do you call Count Dracula's dog?
Well, what?
He's a bloodhound for sure.
Okay.
Okay, Doctor. Please carry on.
Okay, so scents that we feel scream danger are sulfur.
Oh, yeah, let me light up my pipe real fast. The old-fashioned match.
Oh, yeah, that's sulfur. Putrescine, it's called.
Putrescine?
Yeah, that's like
sounds-
smelling, that's decomposing smelling.
Oh, boy.
And fatty acids, believe it or not. So fatty acids we can smell with bacterial rot of sweat, for example.
Okay.
Okay, that signals infection risk. So that's the way of our brain saying,
Being
don't
serious,
eat
yeah.
it.
When you take a bite sometimes of old milk or something rancid, it really catches you. You know, you go, you spit it out because of the smell, not so much the taste of it. Do you know how I keep my breath smelling so fresh, Roger? I chew on dryer sheets.
Why is that even funny?
Dryer sheets, the type you put in to make your clothes smell fresh, I chew those
Okay.
every time.
First time I saw those jokes, I thought they were funny, but maybe not.
Failed.
Okay, nose-related disease and often impair smell or breathing or sinus function. The sinus are those hollows in our face. While anosmia, meaning you can't smell, arises from disruptions in the olfactory pathway.
ANOSMIA is called anosmia.
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 You cannot smell. Arises
Oh, you can't smell. Okay.
No. The olfactory pathway, meaning the smelling pathway. We, as humans, rely on the nose as the primary organ for smelling, for olfaction, because that's where we filter our air through. That's
Okay.
where our airborne stuff goes.
Josh and Joel, if you had you had to lose one of your senses, of your 5 senses, what would it be? I'm doing this purposely, I think it would be smell for me, because I want to taste food, but I'm not gonna, and I gotta have my eyes.
I'm getting old enough that that's going anyway.
There we go.
I'd say smell too.
Smell too.
You can't live without smell.
But it's so important, how there's a fire in the house if your
Yeah, because-
alarm doesn't go off, right?
So let's let's talk about what our noses do. They
Okay.
don't just smell, they also warm and humidify and filter the air before it reaches our lungs. As a matter of fact, they think about 99% of all the bacteria that are in the air are filtered
Whoa.
by the mucus and the little hairs in your
That are
nose.
in your nose, right?
Yeah.
Do you know what my favorite smelling vegetable is, doctor?
What?
Aroma tomato.
Aww.
Okay, finally I got a solicitation from her. Okay, aroma tomato.
That's kind of cute.
Yeah, all right.
We also make, schnot. It's called mucus. Our nose mucus is, or we call it snot. We make about 1 liter or 32 ounces of that in our mouth every day. But it just...
Wait, did you say 32 ounces?
A liter. A lot. But it's just kind of post-nasal drip. But that's normal, actually, most of it. Most of that gets swallowed, except for you just blew your nose before. So some of it came out in the front.
Okay, not me, of course.
No, of course not.
No. Where am I?
I'm saying that at least 14, I didn't even know they were doing that, 14 nose shapes.
There's 14 different nose shapes. Where are we on your thing?
Greek, hawk, nose.
Wow.
And they're influenced by bone and cartilage genetics.
Wow, I've started wearing a man's cologne that makes me smell like $1 billion. Do you know what it's called?
What?
Elon's Musk. Okay, finally got everybody to laugh. All right, where are we, Doc?
The nose continues growing, we think, by age, except for it really doesn't. What it does is the nose kind of falls forward because gravity pulls it down and cartilage weakens. So it's not really true bone growth or nose cartilage growth when we age.
I went to church last week and switched out all the incense with marijuana. Now the preacher is a high priest.
That might get you in trouble.
It's getting better. Again. Oh boy, this is fun.
Okay, last but not
Okay, what do you
least,
got?
what we're doing with our nose, we inhale about 20,000 liters or 5,000 gallons of air.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That's a lot, right?
There's a lot.
All right.
Oh,
That's
I got fired 2 years ago from a perfume factory because I made no sense. Also, I love drinking with Dr. Gigi because I don't like to drink cologne. Alone? You get it? Okay, one more. On the way to the studio today, I saw a woman texting and driving in the lane next to me. I got so mad at her and her carelessness that I rolled down my window and threw my beer at her. Okay, Dr. Gigi.
That'll teach her.
That's right, aren't it? Thank you so very much for that very interesting take on your smell or olfactory.
Yeah.
Cool, thank you. Today we turn our attention to the quiet, rugged corners of Del Norte County where the redwoods loom and a jagged, mountainous coastline bites roughly at the edge of our world. There is a kind of silence out there that only those who walk into it truly understand. It usually starts off with a crackle of a radio, perhaps a call for help. It's the hush before headlights cut through fog on a winding mountain road or before a search party disappears into the trees heading towards a single faint signal on a map, if they're lucky. For the men and women of Del Norte County Search and Rescue, that silence isn't empty. It's where the work begins. In the storm-lashed woods, on cliffside trails, or along riverbanks gone wild in the rain, they have to move quickly and calmly, carrying not just gear, but the weight of someone else's hopes.
Aww.
Today, we're honored to speak with several of these officers, a person who stared into that silence and answered it with courage, skill, and steady hands. You're going to hear about rescues, no headlines captured, decisions made in seconds, and the quiet truth that is often being lost is not the end of the story for these gentlemen that are in the studio today. So pull in closer and listen in the quiet moments, and let's go into the woods with Del Norte County Search and Rescue. No more verbiage from me. Let us introduce Joshua Clemens and Joel Wallen to the Doc and Jacques Radio Variety Show. Welcome, gentlemen.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
Thank
thanks
you
for having us.
joining us.
Got it.
Very cool.
Doc, lead off with some questions for us.
Okay, the basic ones. We'll start with Josh and then Joel. They both started with JJ. We'll start with Jay. Where were you born and raised?
I was actually born and raised in Camarillo, California.
Which is way down south?
That's in Ventura County.
Ventura Highway.
And what
Okay.
brought you here?
My parents retired here, and I came to visit, and I actually never left.
Very
Good
good.
choice.
Yeah.
Right?
But
Oh, absolutely. Don't regret it at all.
I was born and raised in a small Central Valley town called Chowchilla.
Another southern deserty, right?
Yeah, it's more or less Central California.
Okay.
I was brought up to the area. My first wife's family was here. We were married young, came up here, and just never wanted to go back to the heat of the valley.
Right.
So,
also
Smart.
a good choice, right?
Very smart. Joel and Josh, tell us what your positions and titles are.
My position is assistant coordinator, and we're basically the top end of the civilian volunteers below the sheriff's department.
Cool. How about you, Josh?
So,
Joel?
same position.
Okay.
We share that position.
You're
Yeah. Yep.
co-directors. Cool. Excellent.
Co-positioneers.
Co-positioners. Okay.
Now, what else do you do outside of this, Josh?
Hobby wise,
No,
or
well,
Yeah, what's your hobby?
Well,
Your hobby? Yeah, I got one.
your hobby better be risking.
You don't have enough time for all my hobbies. I've got ADD and I get bored easy, so I'm all over the place.
Okay, how about like money bacon?
Money wise,
in?
yeah. So I am the principal broker and owner with my wife of Ming Tree Real Estate.
Right, what's her
Crescent
name?
City?
Yeah.
What's your wife's name?
My wife's name is Caitlin.
Hey, Kaylin.
Hey, Kaylin. Big shout out to you. You are the guy that owns the Ming Tree Realty that we see on North Crest as we're
Yeah.
kind of getting near the Home Depot
Yeah.
in that area. Yeah.
Right
Okay,
there.
cool, man.
Yeah.
All right, good for you. How's business?
Business is good.
All right. How is the interest rates going to fall? Do you think it may?
They keep going up and down. There's so much volatility right now with the stock markets and the bond markets that it's hit or miss. From
Well, we'll have
week
to
the
pick your
next.
brain at a later time. Maybe
Sure.
and as a real
Sure, would love to.
Joel, tell us what else you do for a career.
So I work for Hambro Forest Products. I've been there for 35 years.
Whoa.
So I've been in the community since 88 or 89. There, I've worked my way, through the company over the years. Currently, I'm the general manager, vice president of the company. And
For you, it's called Handbro.
Hambro, yep. We've branched out recently into the CRV, buyback, redemption.
Oh, yeah, down City as well.
The recycling places. I've
Yep.
been there before, kind of on Elk
Elk Valley.
Valley Road.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good on, man.
That was just Crescent City. We branched out now into Redding. We have 8 locations and building out more. We're in Arcata, Eureka, Willow Creek, Weaverville,
Wow.
Redway of all places.
Oh, yeah, we know where my sister lives in nearby. There's a little tiny Whitethorn, which is near Redway. Okay. Well, cool. All right.
Wow.
What? Let's get to what's happening with your volunteer jobs. Right? Are you volunteers with the SAR or the search and rescue?
Yes.
Hey,
Fellow volunteer.
Fellow volunteers,
Fellow
yep.
volunteer. What is a short summarization of what SAR or search and rescue does? Either one of you.
So we are in charge of finding lost or missing people, mostly. Technical rescue capabilities, downed planes, black box recovery, body recovery where they are not easily accessible from the road. That list goes on and on.
Wait, down planes. How many down planes have there been in Del Norte?
We have never. I don't think we've ever been called to one, but
Phew,
that's
but
part
you're
of.
trained.
Yeah, that is part of our
Okay.
training.
Whew. I mean, with all the steep mountains we have, right, and
Yeah.
right on the border with Oregon, man. Okay,
Powered helicopter.
Yeah.
Yeah, Swiftwater, PLI. That's
Swiftwater, so the river,
yeah.
like the Smith River, people are getting.
and the
Yeah,
jetty.
Gene was.
And the jetty.
They
yeah.
get out there, swim out too far, they get stuck on the rock, and now they're tired or they broke their arm or something.
You go out with a boat and not swim there, right?
In the ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would go out in a boat.
In Smith River.
In the Smith River, we would try to throw a rope.
I see.
Our last option is to jump in the water, but we are trained as rescue swimmers.
Yeah.
Well, and now, do you, in the water, are you working with? There's no Coast Guard anymore in Crescent City, right?
No, we don't have a local flotilla.
But there is one here in Brookings.
Brookings and Humboldt.
They
sector.
could come
Yeah.
down in a pinch. And then we were just driving here today, and we saw the Cal Or. Do you ever work with the Cal Or, the people, the life flight people?
So yeah, Del Norte Ambulance does most of Del Norte County.
That's completely separate from you guys.
Yeah, their helicopter is available to our dispatchers. We don't make the call for which helicopter we call for. We just call for a helicopter and then dispatch puts it out to the helicopter companies, and they send the most.
Right on.
But you also work with the sheriff because you're right under the sheriff's department, right?
Yeah, so in California and most of the country, the sheriffs are responsible for searching and rescuing of individuals.
And I see you got a patch on your jacket, and it says,
I did. That says search and rescue.
okay.
Yeah.
My eyes are bad. I'm looking at it. I think that's the sheriff or something.
It does have the star on it, right?
And Joel, you two answer directly, or anybody that's on the team, men or women that are on the team. Oh, there we go. Del Norte
Del Norte Sheriff's
That's they
Star.
are, right?
Oh, nice.
So that's who you're working directly with. So who's been on my show is I can't think of a Scott Garrett.
Garrett
Garrett Scott.
Garrett
Yeah,
Scott has been on the
absolutely.
show.
Yep.
We have so you work if you get a call from him in the middle of the night, you know you're going to be doing something.
Yep.
Wow.
But if somebody is somewhere needing help, they don't call the sheriff. They call you guys or 911.
They call dispatch, and then we get
911.
dispatched through dispatch, just like the fire department or a sheriff's deputy. Yeah.
And you have you have a little building where you sit, somebody sits 24/7, or are you just on a pager type thing?
Yeah, we're more on a pager system.
It's called cell phones, I think.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
We haven't heard the word pager since 2020.
call tree.
We used to use pagers. We used to use pagers. Now we use I Am Responding. It's a cell phone application that plugs directly into the dispatcher's rims, and that sets up an alert to us and tells us where we're going and the pertinent information.
And does it
that we
pick
need.
one of you, or does it pick both of
No,
you?
it pings everybody.
everybody.
And,
And then you just
does anybody still have scanners?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you got scanners.
sure.
Okay, cool.
Oh.
We can find that.
Okay, does the search and rescue have some motto or a mission statement?
There's several. But,
We want to hear one of them.
Search.
Search
No.
and rescue.
No. I think our official motto is dedicated to saving lives. I think it's the Coast Guard that's these things we do so that others may live.
Oh, wow.
There's a bunch of them.
That's
Yeah,
a noble one.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Now, where does your primary funding come from? Since you're all volunteers, but you all use stuff, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you need to use stuff to use the boat or the rope that you throw out or any of that things. Where does the funding come from?
so most of it, is coming from support and donations and grants. We do a little fundraising. We have a sister nonprofit called FOSS, Friends of Del Norte County Search and Rescue. They've been in existence for, I think, a couple of years now.
Yeah.
And their mission is to try to help us raise funds either through grants that they receive or fundraisers that they put on in order to support us.
So who would write the fund? No, not the fund. The grants. Who would write the grants in your organization?
Well, Josh has written one before,
Oh, wow. Okay.
and we're always looking for anyone that has that skill set.
Right.
If they could be volunteer just to do that.
That would be great.
Yeah.
So what kind of volunteer positions do you actually have? And how if I say, oh, I want to volunteer, where do I go and what do I know from what to pick?
Well, currently we have a website like everyone does. That's dnsar.org. It stands for Del Norte Search and Rescue.
Uh-huh.
And when you go there, there's a little box that pops up and you click that and say you want to do an application. You basically put your name and phone number in. That gets emailed off to us. As soon as we see that, then we send that person via their email an application, a couple of forms that the sheriff requests for background checks and fingerprints. You fill all that out. You take that to the sheriff's office, and once they receive your packet, they'll process everything. And as soon as we get the thumbs up, you get the call and you're on the team.
So you're on the team to rescue people. You have to do the swimming thing and blah, blah, blah. But let's say what if I'm not able to walk very well? So I wouldn't be a rescuer per se, but I would want to volunteer maybe in the office if there is
Yeah.
one.
Absolutely.
How would I know what to do?
We were just talking about this afternoon.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a place for everybody. If you want to come in and do logistics where, you're helping us source food during a search, or you just need to want to drive a car, go between, deliver searchers to it from the incident command post to another area.
So there's a list. If I say, oh, I really want to do something, but I don't know what. So there's a
Yeah.
list of what I could choose.
Yeah,
What-
so we're volunteers. So
Yeah.
whatever
Yeah,
you're
very
comfortable
cool.
doing or whatever you're interested in, you can specialize in just that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of our guys, I think probably 7 or 8 of us that are ropes technicians, man trackers, canine handlers, swiftwater swimmers. A couple of us are divers.
Canine handler.
Yeah.
So the dogs usually don't come trained, I'm guessing. So would you train dogs, or how do you get trained
Yeah.
dogs?
Yeah. You train them.
To smell,
really?
to smell cadavers, to smell.
Sure. That would be HRD. That's human remains detection. Sure.
Whoa, HRD.
HRD dogs. There's air scent dogs, free air scent dogs. So they go through and they're not trained for anything scent specific. They go out in front of the searchers and they are off leash and they cover a massive amount of area. And they are trained to alert on any human being in the area.
Whoa, what a trip.
And you can just train just about any dog. I have a poodle. No, it has to be one of those trainable ones.
We get that a lot. There's a common misconception about
Yeah.
that. So you can train a Chihuahua that sits in your purse to detect scents. That's not hard.
But then
But-
actually,
When you
That's really not the hard part. The hard part is having that dog that has that want and that hunt drive to do that all day long and look for people.
Wow.
That's the difference.
and then so if you have an appropriate breed, then you can see if that would be a dog
Yeah,
that would.
and I wouldn't even say it's breed specific. It's just a dog that has the genetics that really wants to work. I've seen border collies are really common. Labs are great. A lot of people use Malinois and Dutch Shepherds and German Shepherds and Basset Hounds and you name it. I mean, it doesn't really matter.
I think I'd explain it. If you've ever seen a dog that seems like they're excited all the time,
Yeah.
that's probably a really good candidate for
Yep.
a kind of a search dog.
Oh wow, that's really cool.
So-
Well, if you have a dog that wants to do stuff, but you cannot take him to the dog park, maybe that's the one.
Maybe that's the one.
You never know.
Yeah.
By the way, so we'll bring this up a little bit later. DNSAR, all and .org is how they could start reaching out to you. I also want to bring up to both of you that you are more than welcome to put in a PSA here on KCIW, which is a public service announcement talking about your organization, and we will run it all the time for you. It's free of charge.
Yep.
It's a community thing. You're a nonprofit. We're a nonprofit.
Yeah, thank you.
So let's do it. Let's get you in the studio and recording some things and get it out on the airwaves.
Yeah, very good.
Are you? What got both of you interested? Going back a tip, Joel. What got you interested in?
Well, this is my second time in. I was in my 30s, late 20s, early 30s, younger then. As I was in the organization, my kids got older, so I pulled out and then got back in probably 10 years ago. My focus now is on communications. So currently, I'm the comms team leader. And so we'll do things like deploy remote repeaters, help the others with their handhelds, program radios, those sorts of things.
Also, who handles more of the kind of business end of it? I mean, the forms to be filled out. You would do all that stuff.
Yeah,
Administration.
we both have a pretty good business acumen from our backgrounds and our professional lives. We handle that together.
What got you into it?
Divide and conquer.
Joshua, what got you in it?
I was actually just looking for people that wanted to go out in the woods because I'm a city kid. I really didn't know anything about being out there and how to survive and do all that stuff. So I was looking for like-minded people that wanted to go explore this beautiful area that I just didn't go out, right? So
very.
that's what got me there. And then the first search I went on, I was hooked.
Now, Joel, you said that's your second time. Is there a time commitment, or you just phased out after a while?
Well, my kids were in that baseball, soccer age kind of stuff. So, and we had 4 kids, Sandy and I. So we was, going to all the games and doing all of that. So I dropped out.
Yeah.
But there is quite a time commitment, to be in search and rescue. There is a commitment. That is definitely part of it.
Big part of it.
Yep.
Listen, time flies when we're having fun. It's already halfway through the show. I'm telling you, gentlemen, it goes by so fast. Here on the Doc and Jacques live radio show, proudly broadcasting from the KCIW 100.7 FM studios in Brookings, Oregon, and far, far beyond. The list of major supporters for this community radio station are Advanced Airlines. Thank you so much, Advanced. Good people. They've been on the show, flying in and out of nearby Crescent City to Oakland and LA 7 days a week. Michelle Ramos with our own vibrant local Curry County Chamber of Commerce. Thank you so much, Michelle. Nick and Lisa Rail, how are you doing? in your PPA or Partnership for the Performing Arts. What a job you're doing. There's a new major supporter of community radio here that's just joined the team, and that is Coastal Home Health and Hospice, serving Northern California and Southern Oregon, Crescent City, Brookings, and beyond, and which you are a part of, Doctor, as a co-doctor for hospice.
Doctor.
Right? We were talking about that just before the show went. And lastly, my dear co-host, I was just talking about you.
Yeah, you talk about me all the time.
All right. Thank you for your support on behalf of KCIW. We thank all of you. All right. Let's get back to our guests. We got Joel Wallen and Joshua Clemens, who are in talking about SAR, which is
Del Norte Search and Rescue.
Search and Rescue. Now, that's generic. Goes across any country, there's a search and rescue everywhere, right? Somewhere. Yep.
So I'm wondering if you're part of that group, do you have to, is that one of the requirements, do you have to stay calm under pressure and or harsh working environments, or you wouldn't even volunteer if you weren't in that caliber? What do you think?
It's important, yeah.
Do you have people that really want to do it and then they freak out the first time and then you say, yeah, you better do something else?
They usually self-remove. Yeah.
Attrition rate, right?
Yeah.
Kind of fail up. I guess it's not always fun excitement. You're maybe a lot of time is just waiting or just having it in the back burner, and then suddenly in the middle of the night or whatever.
Yeah.
Somebody might call. Is there a certain set of skills that SAR volunteers should have, and do you provide training?
Yeah, we provide training. You don't need to be Liam Neeson, but
Liam,
you definitely need to have a particular set of skills.
right.
No, just a willingness to learn. And, if you want to go out in the field, physical fitness is really important. It keeps you safe. Other than that, we can train just about anybody who's willing to learn.
So Del Norte County has a lot of different landscapes because you can train. I mean, we have the ocean, we have wild rivers, we have deep forests, steep mountains. How do you train? Does everybody do in everything, or how do you train, and how does this affect your job? Being, if you're a good swimmer, you probably are not a good climber of sorts. How is that allocated out?
So it's all, because it's volunteer, it's all what you're willing to do.
Okay.
What do you feel safe doing? What do you feel comfortable doing? What's within your skill set? It makes our training schedule really busy because you have to train for the jetty and also Preston Peak and everything in between. So
for you guys, because you're the big people.
No, it's everybody.
But not everybody can do everything. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
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 Okay. Wait, did you say a peak, like a mountain peak?
Yeah, Preston Peak.
That's the biggest one in Del Norte?
Yep.
Oh, is that the one we see? It has snow on it during? Oh, yeah.
There's a glacier on the backside.
What? Oh, my goodness. Do people hike back there?
Oh, yeah.
And then they get caught too late in the afternoon? And
Yep.
So what advice would you give those visitors or campers or hikers or beachgoers that go to our area not to be one of those that need to be rescued?
Well, there's the number one thing. You got to let someone know where you're going and when you expect to be back.
Yeah. That's the number one. Now, do you say it's okay to go by yourself even if you tell people? Is that still something that you wouldn't discourage people?
If you feel that you're capable of doing that, absolutely. Yeah.
How about animals? Do you ever say don't go there because where there might be mountain lions or bears or I don't know what there could be? Do you do any of that training?
No, they're everywhere.
There are.
So
right.
I mean, we just chase everybody off, but
there are.
I've rarely seen one.
Yeah.
All over the place.
I saw a bear once, and that 5 years ago, and that I was still stressed about it.
Yeah.
Well, our dog chased it, and then it went
The
up
dog
a tree.
chased it.
Went up a tree. Then it got emboldened. It came down the tree and chased the dog.
Yeah, because then I called the dog, and I said, "Oh, yeah, good. See if I come back." And then, but then the bear chased the dog, and it's like
Sounds like a cartoon.
Yeah, almost, right?
Yeah.
it was so scary.
Yeah, we have only black bears here, and they're really skittish.
Yeah, they're pretty.
The only time that they're dangerous is when they have a cub. They'll turn around and try to defend it. But.
Wow. And you, up with the ocean being here in our area, big part of it, and people coming from all around the world, Missouri, Illinois, where there's no oceans, and then they come out here. What's your advice to those people? Just keep an eye. I always hear, never turn your back to the sea.
Yeah,
That's
sneaker
exactly.
waves.
Yeah.
Yeah, check your weather. Make sure that you're not on the beach during sneaker waves, and never turn your back to the ocean.
Yeah, and then I've heard about the logs. People have jumped up on logs and
Oh, bobbing in the water.
and they got the wave hit the log and knocked the kids off and pinned them underneath and killed them.
Yeah.
It was horror. It was happened in Florence, Oregon, a few years ago. Wow. So
Yeah, stay away from debris.
stay away from
Not good.
debris.
Yeah.
Now, what can go wrong when you hike our great redwood forest? What is the most common cause for people having to call? I mean, it's not like very cliffy if you stay in the normal path.
That's Boy Scout trail, right? The Boy Scout. Do people
The Boy Scout Trail.
Our
boy.
nemesis.
Let me tell you.
really? What?
That trail's just covered in a lot of roots, and we get a lot of calls.
Oh yeah, we called it the root
Ankle
snake.
injuries.
We call it the snake route.
Yeah.
Snake trail.
Yeah,
I
ankle
fell like
injuries.
3 or 4
Yeah.
times.
Yeah,
Right.
ankle injuries are really common there.
I will never go back up the trail again. It really was. I mean, she's hiking, she's jumping
Yeah.
out there, singing Heidi songs.
Right.
I'm to lugging behind, tripping, going snake routes. You've got to go up there. Somebody bangs their ankle or breaks it or strains it so badly they cannot move. It's getting dark, right? And hopefully they're not alone or some people pass them and say, okay, is there cellular? Are you out of cell range up there? Yeah. Wow. So that's another issue, right? You got to wait for somebody to drive to a place.
And are there any marks, like at the beach, you see those fluorescent yellow signs with the numbers on it? So if you're on the boat or on the saying, I'm at that mark, the fluorescent sign, is there something in the mountains that we have never seen? I mean, we know you go the Boy Scout trail, but maybe you just go off somewhere and then
Yeah,
you don't
not
know
on
where
the
you are.
not on the foot trails. On any of the fire roads, there's usually some type of Forest Service marker that'll tell you a number
A number?
and the mile that you're at. It'll give us a general location to come find you.
Okay, we better watch for
So
a
to
mile.
talking about that, is there any new technology or are you high tech using any of the stuff that you might, is there anything cool about that? How about you?
So there's a wonderful mapping program that was developed by folks in search and rescue, for search and rescue. It's called CalTopo. When they originally came out with it, it was called SARTopo, but they figured they probably should have some kind of way to monetize it. So they took away the SAR part, put in CalTopo, and it is an amazing program that they offer to SAR teams for a great discount for the team. It's the kind of technology that you'll bring a map on a screen, my cell phone, if it has cellular service, or now, with T-Mobile doing the satellite service, it actually is a satellite-ready app, and we can track all of our team in the field.
Oh, cool. You track the
Very,
team that
very
way.
Very cool.
Okay, so it's a topographic map then?
Another thing we can do is on that map is send out what's an SMS message to the person if we have their phone. If they happen to be the one that called, saying they need help,
Oh, you
we
can ping it?
we just send them a text message and they're able to respond to it, and it sends us back their exact GPS location.
So you can ping it? It's like
Yep.
pinging it, or
Well,
but only if there is
yeah.
cellular.
Pinging hits the towers, and you've got like this circle that
Yeah, exactly.
gives us the GPS coordinates on the phone. It's
Oh,
very
very
precise.
cool. Yeah, well, sometimes when we go hiking, then, you go see where you are, and all of a sudden it's all gray. You still see your blue dot, but nothing around it.
Yeah, she checks where I go all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Ah.
We're pinging you all
I
the
better watch where I go.
Yeah, there's a pro tip for you. Download offline maps.
off.
Download, and is it a free app?
Yeah.
Offline?
No, you,
Most of the mapping software, you can download the layers.
Okay,
So
what's it called again? Online?
no, you just download.
Whatever
it's
whatever
called down-
mapping app you're using,
Oh,
there's
okay.
there's an option to download offline maps so that it's actually stored on the phone instead of trying to transmit
How
through some
cool
service.
is that?
So let's pretend this is a real scenario and a family has somebody missing. They possibly know where they went. What would your advice be? What should the family do when somebody
Or
goes,
when should they?
Don't wait.
Don't
wait.
wait.
don't wait?
Just call us. Yeah. Call 911. Dispatch is going to get us on the way. If you end up finding them before we get there, hey, that's fine. We'll turn around and go home. It's no harm, no foul. We'd rather be called than not called.
And then who pays for that?
It's free.
It's free.
Yeah. Folks should realize that we are not like 911. You've called the ambulance and they're hopping in code 3 running to your house. The call comes in, it goes to the coordinator. The coordinator thinks about, if it's a true mission for search and rescue. They contact us, we contact the team. It's a slow roll up. So it may take us an hour to be rolling somewhere.
Yeah.
So that hour counts. So you don't want to wait on
Right.
your end. You want to make that call.
Yeah, if you wait an hour and then call us, we're going to get there at hour 2.
Yeah.
And then,
Right.
so yeah,
Oh.
we would rather just spin up and cancel than
Right.
not be called.
Earlier,
Do you sometimes even get called for, let's say there's a car accident? Would you be called for a car accident or a car accident and then somebody is so weirded out from a car accident and runs away from the car? I mean, then
Sure.
then it would be a
or
missing
if it
person.
plunges off the Smith River, what is it
Right.
called, 199?
Yeah, if it's an over the side and and it's so far down that the fire department thinks that they need the special skills of search and rescue, they will request us.
All right. Now, are you trained and how do you deal with rescues that do not go well? Cadavers and people that you get too late or are too seriously injured and die. Do you have to deal with that on a occasional basis?
Yep.
Right. And so, wow, what does it take to be like that? You've seen a lot of deceased people, doctor. I have not. And I would just think, man, that would be a tax, especially if you're going down a steep ravine and you finally get there and you've got a whole team and guess what? The person didn't make it.
Yeah.
Any special sets of skills you have to do? Do you train for that? What do you do?
Besides disassociation,
Right, you have to.
Yeah, yeah.
No, so you rescue a person or a body that doesn't live anymore, but you still have to rescue them or and then
we are
and it-
more than happy to.
and then
happy to.
and then the morgue or the
That's right.
somebody else can pick it up.
Yeah, the
right?
coroner would come
coroner
and get
would
it
come.
at the closest available access that their vehicle would have. But we are tasked with body recovery where it's not easily recoverable.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Are there instances where it's nighttime and it's raining, as both things, it's half the day it's at night, and it does rain a lot in our area. Do you just simply not go out on those kind of things? Is it going to be like, we're not going to go out at 2 a.m. on storming rain and sound the Smith River, or do you?
Well, it's generally not that we're not going out, but we may go to a close location, start planning how we will ramp up when the weather changes.
Are you, I guess,
Well,
CHP is a lead and all that.
We'll run attractive nuisances in the dark. We'll turn on our lights and sirens and try to attract the person to us. But we're really looking for small details and clues when we're looking for somebody that's missing, and you're just going to miss them in the dark and
Yeah,
and then
right.
trample them. So then your clues are gone.
Here's a real case. I'm going to say it was late last year, when that Fritos truck went off the Smith River
Yeah.
and went down. I couldn't believe how far. Was that driver injured or?
No, he walked up the side of the hill, and by the time I got there, he was just stepping up onto the road because they called us because he was, I think, 400 feet down.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
All the pictures.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, I guess he's okay. All right, cool. I'll go ahead and turn around and go home. Yeah,
really?
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
So-
Backwards. He went down backwards.
Oh
Yeah.
my!
Wow, yeah, that made national news.
Something what saved him.
He's no longer
probably.
he's no longer driving for Fritos for Lay's. He's a UPS driver now.
Oh my.
Oh, hey, bigger truck.
Now, how did they get the truck out?
Tow truck.
Big
Big
cables.
Yeah, big cables. Long cables, tow truck.
Do you ever get called for missing dogs or cats? I mean,
No.
no. I mean, you wouldn't take that, right? I mean,
I would. a lot of us would. A lot
Yeah.
of us would.
yeah. Okay.
On a typical monthly basis, can it just be a complete, like maybe no one calls in a month or two, and then suddenly you get a couple in a week?
Yeah, that's
Just
usually how it
happened.
goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
it's the call of nature.
Were you involved when we had the fires a couple of years ago?
Yes.
And in what capacity? Like missing people, or like they were in the fire or didn't
So
return out of the
we
fires?
we were asked by the sheriff to help assist the sheriff's department with the evacuation of Gasky. And we went in, we cleared all the campgrounds ahead of the fire to make sure that there was nobody at risk there, and then we were on standby for a week and a half up there. And then we did security for state parks because they didn't have enough people, and we fill in wherever we're told to go. So
And you state volunteers? That's
That is
Wow.
absolutely amazing. Okay, let's pull back. You've both got many years combined between the two of you on SAR. Tell us some of your favorite stories. How about each of you give an incredible story or something you overcame or something with a twist or something kind of funny or possibly emotionally sad? What was one of the highlights? Maybe a couple of stories.
8 o'clock at
Before my
night,
time.
I'm going to Preston Peak. I'm with a dog handler She's got her dog. It's almost dark, but we're going to clear the trail. It's dark. It's nasty. We make it almost all the way to Preston Peak in a push. I think it was midnight. Time we got close. We decided we're going to go to sleep. Try to sleep. So we
Out on the trail?
on the trail.
Wait,
Yep.
were you called for missing person or what?
Yes.
Okay.
And so, and you're trying to clear that trail to make sure they're not coming down
Right.
the trail.
Yeah.
So that's kind of early on tactics. So we get up on the hill and we're just wiped out because we've hiked, all night long, really didn't sleep. We get up to the clearing and here comes a helicopter with the rest of the team.
Whoa.
We had to hike in the dark.
Dang.
The team comes in and out.
Oh, wow.
And it worked out okay?
Yeah.
Close.
6 total.
No, that one, the gentleman succumbed to being out in the
Cool.
cold,
Yeah.
and it was, not a good one.
So what time of the year was it?
It was, I believe it was in October.
So it was,
It wasn't snowing, but it was in October.
but it was cold enough. It gets that cold up there. Oh, wow.
Preston Peak, it's 6.
It's above 6,700 feet, I think.
Yeah,
There's a glacier on the backside.
Oh, yeah.
Can't
Yes,
hit
we're gonna
because
go.
it never hits sun.
We're going to go. We leave early in the morning, we promise. Yeah. Well, everybody, we're
We'll
going.
let you know.
I don't like snake route trail.
Yeah.
I'll try the Preston. Okay, how about you, Joel? Give us your.
No, Joe,
Great.
that was her Josh.
Pardon me, Josh.
My most memorable one was probably my first search. That was also up on Preston Peak. And I went in with a couple of Gasky volunteer firefighters, and we hiked all day and got to Preston Peak. And I got to control a CHP helicopter, like a remote control airplane with a radio. I'm thinking, like, wow, I can't believe they let me do this. You don't have to pay me to do this. I can't believe you let me do this.
Oh, wow.
And we walked out. We had a good time on the walk out. Things happen. I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus, but we were too many people on a quad. We pulled that off. We get back to town and we're thinking, well, we've got a plan for the next day. And we come to find out that the guy hiked himself out all the way to O'Brien, 36 miles in the wrong direction.
Gosh.
Yeah.
And
the-
so he called back right away.
no, well, that night when
Yeah.
somebody finally picked him up because he hitchhiked, and the very next day we tried to recruit him because that's pretty impressive, right?
Wow. Right. That O'Brien's where that cop car is parked.
Yeah,
Old-fashioned
that
cop
Yes, sir.
car, right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
Now, did he join?
he did not. His wife would no longer let him after that. He was immediately told to get an SOS beacon. He's a friend. We actually there's 3 assistant coordinators. Brandon Calkins, shout out to Brandon. That's actually a friend of his, and that's how we recruited him. He was one of the friends after he went missing that was help looking.
Very
You still keep up with some
Yeah.
rescued people
Yeah.
you've dealt with. They are certainly very appreciative. When it turns out right.
When
right?
it turns out right, yeah.
Yeah, and they're not always turn out right. But
So you did say you can have a helicopter at your service
Sure.
once needed, and then you said it doesn't cost anything, but it costs to get saved by the helicopter, right?
No.
Oh my God!
okay, I'm getting lost tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm going.
Maybe we should talk a little bit about Corsar.
Yeah.
let's go.
Yeah. Corsar is the California Oregon Search and Rescue Association, I think it's called. That was formed after the couple from the Bay Area froze to death up here off the ice road. Anyway,
Yeah.
they didn't have enough people, enough resources to go out and look for them and find them in the snow and the way that the wintertime was. So they got together and decided that all the counties in Oregon, all the northern counties in California would now have a mutual aid agreement. So we train together. We do a thing called Summer X. We're going to that in 8 days,
Nice.
where we get together for 2 or 3 days.
Like a big gathering,
training.
like
Yeah,
a convention.
huge-
So the Oregon and the California,
Yeah.
the Curry County and the Del Norte County are all of Oregon and all of California.
All of Oregon.
Where's
and,
it happening?
And the northern counties, yeah.
Where's it happening?
Lake in the Woods?
Lake of the Woods.
Oh, look at the woods. Okay, I'll get lost on my way there. Trying to.
So what keeps your team motivated to do this day in, day out if needed? Oh,
They're looking at each other.
Yeah, that's a personal
Yeah,
question.
that's on an individual.
You know, everybody has their different reasons for doing what they do. Some of it's religious. Some of it's just a sense of duty. Other people have had family members that were never found.
yeah.
So everybody's got their different motivations, but I would say each other.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, it is a strong motivation. I
Yeah.
mean, you're invited to some party, and then this call comes in. Well, gotta go. Not getting paid for it, but I'll do it anyway, right?
Yeah.
Okay, are you always looking for volunteers? Okay, so let's backtrack a bit. But how many volunteers are there now? How many members of the SAR for Del Norte?
What's our roster up to? 26?
Wow.
So, yeah, something like that.
Has
Pretty
there
close.
been times that all 26 converge on the same spot?
No, we'll have 28 in 10 minutes.
Oh, right. On. Congratulations.
Shout out.
Late coverage.
Hey, I just want to say Noah and Hannah are being
Noah?
sworn in 9
Hannah?
minutes from now.
All right.
Congratulations, guys.
Thank
Welcome
you
to the
for
scene.
leaving that meeting.
You know.
To come here and spend some time.
Oh,
with us.
wow.
I want a doctor who's written, and we have interviewed the guys
Oh, yeah.
at the station that run the Cascadia event, subduction zone event, when the big quake and tsunami, when they might hit, not if. And doctor, ask them that question. That's a great question.
What is your feelings about the Cascadia subduction event?
Yeah, it'll be rather.
Is that you know about it, right? We're expecting for it to be a big earthquake and tsunami.
Yep.
What do you train for that, especially, or?
No, I don't think that's anything you can train for.
Right,
That's
that's
really going to
what I
be
felt.
a personal preparedness thing. Do what you can to keep yourself alive. Help is not going to be fast coming.
Right.
We're going to be running for our lives too.
Right.
That
Yeah, right.
when we're done and it's all passed, we'll all get together in one spot and we'll start working a plan and doing the operations that we've got pre-planned out. But it's really personal survival.
Well said,
preparedness.
because we brought up the same thing. Doctor said, well, when it hits, everybody's going to be looking out for themselves and their families first. That's first.
Yeah, for search and rescue, it's self, family, work, and then SAR. So in a big event like that, it's going to be all about yourself and your family, what you're going to do, where you're going to go.
Wow. That's so, and
It sounds like we're bailing out on helping. Of course, as soon as we know that we can, be of assistance and not be a victim,
Right.
then we'll be that team that's right in there.
and a big enough quake and tsunami, as Dr. Gigi brought up last week or when we talked about this, the hospitals are going to be knocked out too.
Yeah.
Cell towers.
Cell towers,
And
yeah.
bridges. And we live on a wild coast, right? Where there's lots of bridges. All right.
Do you have a phone where you can go to the whatever? You don't need internet for certain cell phones, right?
Starlink.
Yeah, Starlink. Do you have this? Yeah, we actually brought up Starlink. Do you have it from work or for the SAR?
Or search and rescue.
You have that?
Yep.
Good. We'll be your friends, and then when the subduction zone
and then,
happens,
you know,
Cascadia event, and
Shameless plug to radio services. These things don't require cell service. Ham radio is amazing.
oh
yeah.
Yes, right? Good old radio.
Get a radio.
and
One of our duties here at this community radio, KCIW, and all community radios, is they have to be broadcasting in the event that one of these big
That's right.
issues comes down the pike. Hey, where do you see yourself 2 years from now, Joel? You going to be doing the same thing? You want?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see myself in probably doing the administration if they let me stick around. As I'm getting older, I plan on staying right until I'm just not helpful any longer. I
well,
love being in search and rescue.
Right on, man. We could feel your good vibes too. How about you, Joshua? Where do you see yourself in a couple of years?
2 years from now, I'm going to be hanging out of Garrett Scott's helicopter
Oh,
because we're going to make that happen.
okay.
Yeah.
Now, is he gonna? He's not running.
Shoot
for,
big.
He's not running for sheriff again, right? So he's.
Yeah.
Oh, he is.
Oh, he
Okay.
better.
Okay. All right.
He better.
He is so cool. He was on the show, like I said.
He's one of the nicest guys you'll.
He is.
He really
It's
is.
like a movie star costume.
Super supportive. Yeah. Super
Makes
supportive.
a striking thing. Okay, let's go back. We've only got a few more minutes, gentlemen.
Can I say one thing about Cascadia?
yeah.
Well, there's a new buzzword going around that's stay box. We've all heard of go box. They talk about stay box because if something big happens, first thing is going to go is transportation,
Right.
and the stores are going to go empty. So I don't know where that came from. I just heard it when I was thinking
I
about
like it.
the answers to your questions, and it took me a second. Stay box, but we're all supposed to leave. But if you think about it, you really need that pantry full. So
Right.
stay
Right.
box.
Food, high caloric.
The go
food.
bag or stay bag. Yeah. The
Yeah.
caloric
Right.
food,
Where are we going to run? If
right?
you're already on a mountaintop, you're not going to go anywhere. You're just going to stay there, right, and hang out.
Right.
Strong point. Yeah.
Have enough food. All right, let's cover all of the ways that people can connect with you. We've already got DN, that's dog, and then Nancy, and then SAR, search and rescue.org. So DNSAR.org. is how they could reach out to the website. Are you on social media? Do you do anything? Yeah, where?
Facebook,
Facebook,
Instagram. Yeah. Facebook and Instagram. Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
we will look that up.
Under what?
Del Norte Search and Rescue.
Is there a
Okay.
physical address anybody can go to or knock on your door in the middle of the night?
Sheriff's office.
The Sheriff's Department.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
650 Fifth Street.
650 Fifth Street in
Crescent
Crescent
City.
City, California. Any phone numbers you can pass? It's just we're not going to call 911 to get an idea about volunteering, but I guess they could just call.
Remember the sheriff's office phone number offhand?
It's non-emergency.
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 We can look it up anywhere.
Yeah, yeah.
Ask Siri, and Siri will tell you what it is. All right.
Cool.
Gentlemen,
All
thank
right.
you so much. We are now more informed about what DNSAR and particularly search and rescue is all about. It's been a fast hour.
Yes.
Like that, it's already over. That means it's a good show. We hope everybody out there has enjoyed hearing this program and getting more.
Wait, we're not done yet.
And I know we still have.
All right.
What do we have? Fun time corner. Oh boy, this is where you get to laugh at my really good jokes. Okay, Doc.
Thanks again for coming in.
Yeah, thank
we
you,
have a
guys.
fun time.
We got 2 minutes, Doc. We got.
All right. Okay. Here's my quote. The earth is what we all have in common. So don't fight.
Okay, keep going because I'm looking for my jokes.
Okay. I was kind of getting it was Earth Day when I put this one, but others are colors because I like colors. Orange, which happens to be my favorite color, is the happiest color.
That is your color.
Yeah, and Frank Sinatra said
He
that.
has synesthesia. Hey, doctor, how can you drop a raw egg onto a concrete floor without cracking it?
Don't know.
Any way you want, because concrete is really hard to crack.
That's actually funny. Good job.
Yeah, okay. I asked Dr. Gigi why carrots are so good for your eyes, and she responded by asking me if I've ever seen a rabbit wearing glasses. And I have not.
That's right.
Yeah, that's totally me.
Okay.
Yellow is not an in-between color. You're either all in or you're not.
Okay, a screwdriver, now think of this, a screwdriver walks into a bar and the bartender says, "Hey, we have a drink named after you." And the screwdriver looks surprised and says, "You mean you have a drink named Philip?"
Good one, too.
When vegetarians give up something, do they have to go cold tofu? Okay, Doc, what else we got?
Orange is red brought nearer to humanity by yellow.
Oh, we're talking colors here. Okay.
We're still talking.
I had a hen who could count her own eggs, doctor.
Yeah.
She was a mathematician.
Okay.
Okay.
Laundry is the only thing that should be separated by color.
Okay. Police say thousands of boxes of eggs were recently stolen. They suspect poachers. How can you tell if ants are boys or girls? Well, they're all girls. If they were boys, they'd be uncles. Oh, good. I got her going. All right. What did the snowman say to the other snowman? Do you smell carrots? Hey. How much does it cost for a pirate to get his ears pierced? A buccaneer. Okay, are we about ready?
Now we have we're done. Okay, guess what, you guys? You have been listening to the Doc and Jacques Variety Show in KCIW 100.7 FM in Brookings, Oregon. We hope you have enjoyed the show as much. We have learning about SAR, Search and Rescue.
Yeah, really. Joel Wallen and Joshua
Clements.
Thank you so much for coming in. Peace and love, everybody. Thanks to Tony Stoddard again for holding down the fort. And Linda Bozak is out there. Hey, Tom, have fun with this editing this show. We appreciate everybody, including Michael Gorse. Thanks so much again. Bye.